Well, in a world of fierce competition and disruptive change, businesses that don't continuously reinvent fail. And this is true for individuals too. So, are you a reinventor, or do you fall into a trap of being a repeater? Here to explain that is Amazon best-selling author Bolton. He joins us now with more from his new book, The Reinvented Leader: 5 Critical Steps to Becoming Your Best. Thank you for joining us, Chuck.
Diana, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about this. When we talk about the difference between reinvention and repeating, how do we get stuck in that?
Right. Well, the world is changing very rapidly, as we know. And if we're not changing, if we're not reinventing ourselves, we're likely to be on a slippery slope. Now, the reality is that very few people are reinventing themselves. I'd say less than 5%.
Okay. So how do we learn more about the reinvention process?
Well, a great way to learn where you may need to reinvent is to go to the reinventedleader.com. There's a free self-assessment you can take that takes about 5 minutes to complete and will give you a printout with customized results around where you might want to put your reinvention efforts.
Okay, so I've taken that, and there's about 5 different points. On 3 of those 5 I score pretty well on. It now shows me a couple of the areas that I need to work on. But why don't people do this? Why don't we reinvent ourselves?
Because we're comfortable with the status quo. It's hard sometimes to reinvent ourselves, but we've got to do that. We've got to vision a glorious life for ourselves and really commit to becoming our best. That's what most of us want. This book will show you how to do that. You follow those 5 steps, and it's a blueprint around how to reinvent yourself. I
know that they always say Madonna and some other stars out there are always continuously reinventing themselves. Right. And you kind of have to do that not only as an individual, but as a business, though. It's incredibly critical because your competitors are doing that.
Absolutely. With global competition and with disruption, it's occurring with all our businesses are under pressure to reinvent themselves. So they're doing that. The problem is most people aren't reinventing themselves. So just like our businesses are reinventing themselves, we've got to reinvent ourselves if we're going to be energized and stay relevant and really become our best. We'll stand out if we reinvent.
Okay, so what's your #1 tip then to reinvention?
So the #1 tip is to know your foundation. In other words, what does success look like for you? What's a great life look like for you? If you were the Fast Company Person of the Year in 2015, what would that article say about you if everything in your life was going great and you were doing great at work?
And so for people who have a hard time envisioning that, and if you take the test, it kind of narrows down the scope for what you need to work on?
It does. The book will take you step by step through the process around creating this vision and then putting it in place. If you follow these steps, this is a holistic plan to become your best as a leader.
All right.
Follow the steps and you can do it.
All right. Thank you, Chuck, for joining us. We appreciate it. Again, we are giving away then 3 of his books, The Reinvented Leader. To enter, just text LEADER, L-E-A-D-E-R, to 25543. Again, that's LEADER 25543. Good luck.